Okay, so this chapter is basically setting up for future events in later chapters. Also, we get some new information about these demons. Now, first off, the whole Luminous Soir thing. All the Fairy Tail members were supposed to go to the basement while Makarov makes the preparations to use it to stop Face. And Dornbolt is going so that he can use his memory magic to erase everyone's memories about Luminous Soir once all this was done, including himself. So yeah, Luminous Soir must be like very powerful and very valuable that Makarov would go that far to keep it top secret. Now, the information that we got about the demons. According to Geer, all the demons were created from Zeref's book, and the most powerful demon he created was End. However, something happened to it that got it sealed inside that book, and the purpose of Tartarus was for them to return to Zeref. It was actually a command that was written in their genetic code. And in order to do that, they have to revive End. And their way of doing that is to make all magic in the world disappear so that the seal on End would disappear and End would be revived so that End can kill Zeref. Yes, that is the whole point of Zeref creating these demons, so that he can make a powerful demon to kill him, so that he would be free from his cursed immortality, eternal youth, and that magic that kills all living things when they get close to him. Now, we don't know what exactly happened to End for it to get sealed into that book, but I can't help but feel like it might have something to do with Igneel, because he knows about End. And speaking of Igneel, he took the battle further up into the sky so that he wouldn't hold back against Acnologia. Now, back with Geer, he continues to fight against Natsu, Rogue, and Sting, even summoning this giant plant thing called a prison flower. Only in the next page, it gets completely frozen, breaks into a couple pieces because Gray shows up and he's gonna take on Geer. So yeah, that's actually something that will be pretty cool to see. Oh, and the thing that Gray found when he wandered off on his own, that was a Natsu scarf. Yeah. You know, it's no surprise that Gray is giving Geer a hard time. Hell, he came close to killing him. In fact, I think he's the first person to ever make him bleed. Sure, Natsu punched him, but he just bruised him up. The fight between Geer and Gray was actually pretty cool, seeing Gray using his Ice Devil Slayer magic. And since he has that kind of magic, it makes more sense why he would be capable of taking down Geer. But here's the thing. During the fight, Geer said that he knew that Silver was going to betray him. Not in the way he expected, but he knew. So if he knew, why did he let Silver do whatever he wanted? They were suspicious of him from the very beginning, so couldn't they try to keep a closer eye on the guy? Oh, and since Gray was capable of killing Geer, how come he couldn't? Well, he did come close, but the final attack was blocked by Jienma. Yeah, remember him, the former leader of Sabretooth that got that hole through his gut by Sting? And he disappeared for a couple hundred chapters and wait for him to come back as a demon in this arc. Why is he here? Like, what is the point of having this guy here in this arc? Well, the only reason I could possibly think of is so that Rogue and Sting would have someone to fight. Not only that, but Jienma's demon power is supposed to be higher than the Kyukimon. So yeah, Rogue and Sting are gonna take on Jienma. They had this like brief moment of them being afraid, but then Natsu snapped them out of it, so they're gonna take Jienma on while Natsu and Gray deal with Geer. And at the end of the chapter, we get to see Geer's Aetherius mode, which looks like this demon dragon thing. It actually looks pretty cool. But knowing Fairy Tail, it's obvious that Natsu and Gray are gonna take him down. Oh, and for some reason, Jienma turning into a demon makes him speak in some sort of Shakespearean tone. So in the previous chapter, Jienma is introduced as a newly formed demon, and in this chapter, he's defeated. Again, what is the point of bringing him back? I mean, his power is supposed to be greater than the Kyukimon's, yet Rogue and Sting were able to defeat him with a single technique called the White Shadow Dragon's Rev Silk. It's basically these like light and shadow strings that shoot at Jienma's body, which actually looks pretty cool. But I don't know, I was expecting like Rogue and Sting to activate Dragon Force to defeat Jienma, but they didn't. They didn't even use Dragon Force. So yeah, the hype behind Jienma's power wasn't all that cracked up to be. Although Rogue and Sting did struggle a bit at the very beginning. And then of course, you have like their speeches, like what it means for a guild to be strong. Jienma believes that depending on others makes you weak and that strength is individual. While Rogue and Sting believe that they should care for their allies in order to become a strong, better guild. Which, their speeches weren't bad. It's just that they were taking up the majority of the fight where I kind of got a bit bored. Apparently we found out that Jienma was the one that dragged Minerva into all of this. Which, really shouldn't make any sense since he had that hole in his gut. So what, did he like heal himself and decided to like go abandon Sabretooth to join a dark guild and then he like took his daughter with him? I mean, if he was able to recuperate, then couldn't he have just went back to Sabretooth and tried to like take over again? No, it just seemed like he joined Tartarus so that he can become even more powerful to reclaim Sabretooth. But he just showed up within the previous chapter, so how long did it take for his demon transformation? It would have made more sense if it was just Minerva acting like this on her own instead of bringing back Jienma, but instead Hero did that just so that he would have someone to fight against Rogue and Sting. I mean, don't get me wrong, the fight wasn't bad. It looked cool and all. It's just that there was just no point in bringing back Jienma and all this. So, you know what? I hope Jienma's dead for reals this time. And Rogue and Sting do pass out, so they're out of commission. So all that's left now is Natsu and Gray versus Geer. Which I actually find kind of funny that Geer was just dragging their faces against the walls while Geer was flying. But they did manage to get out of his grasp and punch him in the face. Although I did like the beginning part where they worked together using fire and ice to like destroy those thorns that he launched. But I'm hoping that's not all that Geer can do, just launch a couple of thorns. I know there's like more to his curse ability, which we will probably see in like the next few chapters. Well, I gotta say, seeing Natsu and Gray working together as a team was pretty cool, and the fight overall was actually pretty good. Although I'm not exactly sure about the ending of the fight. And I don't know if this is just me, or did Natsu and Gray pull off Luffy's Gomu thing? I forgot what it was called. It's the one where Luffy just, like punches multiple times. In fact, isn't that kind of like a homage to like Star Platinum's Ora attacks? But isn't that also inspired by Kenshiro's Hokuto Hyakuretsuken or something? I don't know, but whatever. Well, Natsu and Gray's teamwork was actually pretty cool to see in the fight. But it wasn't enough against Geer. In fact, I don't think they caused any damage on him whatsoever in his Aetherius mode. So Geer pulls off his ultimate curse that he plans to use to kill Zeref. It's a giant pillar of ghostly soul things that engulfs Natsu and Gray called Memento Mori, a memory of death. Memento Mori is basically a curse that destroys all concept of life and death. Those that are affected by it are neither living nor dead. They're basically gone, erased. Or I guess you can say they're sent to purgatory or limbo or something. But let's face it, this is Natsu and Gray. They're the main characters of the series. They're not gonna get killed off like that. So we get the conclusion of the Geer fight and, well, it was cool to see, although not the conclusion I was expecting, really. So yeah, the whole Memento Mori thing, Gray was able to block it with his Ice Devil Slayer magic or something. Something popped out of the ground, so I assumed that Gray just went underground and took Natsu with him or something, but it looked like that he blocked the curse. This isn't something you shouldn't be able to block. I mean, this is supposed to be a curse that sends you into purgatory. How the hell do you block something like that? But Gray was able to block it with Ice Devil Slayer magic. In fact, half of his body turned black, which According to Geer, he technically turned half a demon. So I guess with Devil Slayer magic, you can partially transform yourself into a demon or something. I guess it's like Devil Force, the Devil Slayer magic equivalent to Dragon Force. And speaking of Dragon Force, well, Gray is now down. He's out of commission. So all that's left now is Natsu to take on Geer, which he does so by using Dragon Force, which looks pretty cool, but it got me confused because I thought first generation Dragon Slayers can activate Dragon Force as long as there is a powerful source of magic, like what we saw with Wendy, or the last 2 times we saw Natsu. I mean, he had to eat Etherion in order to activate Dragon Force for the first time, and then he had to eat the, what was it called again? The Eternal Flame to activate Dragon Force again, so he was able to do that willingly. No powerful magical source. So, can first generation Dragon Slayers activate Dragon Force now willingly? Whenever they want or something? I don't know. Maybe you guys can explain to me in the comments below or something. On the plus side, that Crimson Lotus Phoenix Blade looked pretty cool. And apparently Gray wasn't really down for the count. Yeah, I guess he was able to get up and land the finishing blow on Geer. Like, I thought he was, like, out of commission now. I thought he, like, passed out or something. No, I guess he faked it so that he can catch Geer off guard or something. Gray just summons a giant bow and arrow and uses a destruction bow of the Ice Demon Zero, which actually pierces through Geer, and that's it from the guy. I honestly wasn't sure how to feel about it. I mean, the fight overall looked pretty cool, but there were parts of the fight that didn't make a lot of sense to me. But, oh, the fight wasn't bad, and Geer's now down, but this just goes back to when Face is now activated. So, yeah, they're pretty much screwed now. So, what are they gonna do now? Are they gonna use the Luminous Soir? Well, before Face activated, Natsu and Gray were getting into some argument over the book event. Gray wants to destroy End, however, Natsu just wants to take it and bring it to Igneel. And it looked like that they were gonna fight over the book, but they're interrupted because of the activation of Face. And we actually see it activate. The Fairy Tail members were losing their magic powers. All the talented Fiore were losing magic as well, so magic was disappearing in the world. But then Igneel shows up, and apparently he defeated Acnologia. What the hell? Why didn't we see that? I don't know. Well, he just shows up, and he just slams Acnologia onto the ground. Although he, along with Acnologia, looked like they were scratched up. They were bleeding, but scratched up. And he reassures the humans not to give up hope, and then Blue Pegasus shows up. Why are they here? I mean, yay, good, reinforcements and all, but they're freaking too late. Like, why? Why are they there? They didn't even get to do anything. But I guess they're there to witness the actual heroes who destroy Face, and it is the rest of the dragons. They show up. Yay, I guess. Okay, well, seriously though, it was hinted at they were going to show up, but why didn't they show up out of their Dragon Slayers? I mean, Grandini was there, Metallicana, even Skydrum and Vice Logia, who were supposed to be dead, but not really. So, they're there, but they show up in different locations from Igneel. Like, why? And why did it take so long for them to show up? I mean, Igneel was the first, and then they show up like a couple chapters later just to destroy Face, which they do so the day saved! Yay! Dragons saved the day! Magic isn't going to disappear in the entire world. Okay. I guess. I don't know. I mean, like, it was cool seeing the dragons there, but I'm like, this came off too much of a plot convenience to me. I mean, I still don't get why they didn't show up earlier. Why didn't they help Igneel take on Acnologia? But yeah, on the plus side, the rest of the Dragon Slayers are gonna reunite with their dragons, and Face is now destroyed. Well, on the plus side, at least we get to see it activate for a little while. So Taurus has been defeated, Face has been deactivated, Fairy Tail now has End, and Acnologia is defeated, kind of. but not really. But at least we get some information about why the dragons were inside their dragon slayers. It was so that they could prevent them from turning into dragons like Acnologia did. Now, how is having a dragon sealed inside a dragon slayer supposed to prevent the dragon slayer from turning into a dragon? Well, it's not really explained in this chapter. In fact, that was actually one of the 2 reasons why the dragons were sealed inside the dragon slayers. What is the second reason? Well, Ignil didn't have the chance to explain that because he's interrupted by Acnologia, who manages to get up, so their fight is still not over yet. So yeah, Acnologia wasn't really down for the count. Which actually would have been a good thing, because if he was like defeated like that, I would have called bullshit. Because we really didn't see Ignil defeating Acnologia in a way. Since Acnologia was there, you'd think that we would learn more about the guy, which we would assume that the reason why he showed up in the first place was so that he can destroy N to prevent it from being revived. But no, he just tells Ignil that he seeks destruction of everything. Total annihilation. So, is that really his purpose? Is that why he's evil, just because he wants destruction? Is that why he decided to kill all those dragons to become a dragon? Like, there's gotta be more to it than that. Or maybe he was lying and he really did want to destroy N. I don't freaking know. Anyway, Natsu and Gray were still arguing whether N should be destroyed or N should be taken. But N disappears from Gray's hand and appears at the hand of Zeref. Yeah, he's back. He shows up, which was actually a surprising ending and all, but why now of all times that he shows up? So, what, are they gonna fight against Zeref now, or, like, what's gonna happen? But I guess he's just there to take back End, I guess. So, well, now that Zeref is there, is he gonna fight against Natsu and Gray, or is he just gonna take End and just leave? Well, I'll tell you guys in the next video.